class to understand yourself, be yourself. Now please see it right away. In the darkness of the night, in the darkness of the night, even if you keep your eyes open, you may not be able to see anything. If you close your eyes, of course, you do not see anything, because outside it is dark. When I ask you at this moment, please close your eyes. When I ask you to close your eyes, whether it is daytime or night time, there is no darkness inside. There is no dark night in the mind. It's always lit up. There is no darkness within. It's always lit up. By what? Not the sun that lights up the universe, the world, either the fire, the lamp, the electricity, any source of light outside do not have the access to the landscape within. It's always a lit up consciousness landscape. And friends, I'm asking you, just see this point. The sun lights up the world around. Jungles may come, jungles may disappear. Clouds may come, clouds may disappear. The outer landscape continuously changing. The light remains the same, the sunlight. There is a time when the sun is existing, in a sense, with the movement of this earth. The earth reels under the darkness and its own shadow. The sun cannot light up the entire earth at one time. Earth rotates. There is no question of that type of darkness within. The mind, the thoughts, memories are not rotating, appearing, disappearing. Consciousness is not like the sun which illumines a rotating earth. It's there. In the sun or the moon cannot be a permanent part of the earth's landscape. Consciousness, the self, can never remain absent as the part of both outer landscape, physical universe, inner landscape, your own mind. I can ask you, switch off the light or switch on the light. I cannot ask you, switch off the consciousness, switch on the consciousness. You, the I thought, the sense of individuality, with your body, has nothing to do with the awareness, the self, the consciousness to be shining at all times. Ahamasmi sada bhami sada ahamasmi sada aham bhami. Always I am, always shining. Rather, that which is shining all times to come, that which is existing at all times, past, present, future, waking, dream, deep sleep, childhood, youth, old age, in all conditions, that indeed our true nature. Everything in this universe, I am not special. Nobody is exclusive in the self, the awareness. It's an all-inclusive existence. Always shining. See that for you. What is that something which is always shining? Your thoughts cannot exist for all times. Your memories fade. Perceptions can stop. Body shall fade away. Creation continuously changes. The self, the awareness. Always remains the same. See that, friends. Your body, my body, all the bodies are sitting down here as the part of the outer landscape. Call it ashram, call it state, the country India, continent Asia, planet Earth, solar system, galaxies, universe. Our bodies are inseparable part of an outer landscape. The moment you close your eyes, the outer landscape remains outside. In your inner landscape, memories exist. Thoughts of sounds you have heard, touches you have experienced, sights you have seen, tastes you have tasted, smells you have smelt, bodies you have seen, your father, mother, friends, places you have visited, sun, moon, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, different conditions of your body, childhood, youth, old age. The entire memories form the part of the inner landscape. All your thoughts, you are conscious of. Ajivin, please see these friends. The moment you talk about outer landscape, the space effortlessly becomes part of every landscape outside. The moment you open your eyes, all that you see, all forms, are part of the formless space. The same way within. When you close your eyes, all your memories existing, shining, as the part of the Chidakasa, the space of consciousness. You can't remove the space from the ashram landscape. Trees you can remove, houses you can remove, trees you can add, people you can add, houses you can add. You can add and remove all that is existing in space. You can't remove the space or add the space. Same way within. In your inner landscape, one thing is constant. You are constant. Awareness, consciousness, name it whatever you choose. Or be the nameless, formless, no name needed, no form needed. Inseparable part of your thought landscape. Whether the I thought is there, that claims to see the thoughts or be conscious, that claims to know everything or do not know these certain things, that I thought is irrelevant, not needed. It doesn't have to be part of the inner landscape, which can continuously change with changing thoughts. What doesn't change but remains ever the same the self, the awareness, consciousness that you are. Like outside, the space remains a changeless, inseparable part of the outer landscape. The moment you close your eyes, you always remain an inseparable, constant part of the inner landscape. To change the landscape outside, you plant a new plant or remove certain plants, remove the lawn, put up a new building. You can't change the space. Your inner landscape continuously changing. You can plant few thoughts, remove few ideas if you choose. In time, thoughts will be forgotten. Ignore few thoughts if you like. But you can't ignore, remove, dismiss, negate the self, the silence, awareness that you are. When I'm speaking to you, please friends, when I'm speaking to you, I am only describing it for you, not creating anything for you. That is why the Shabda, the words, becomes a means of knowledge which helps you to see what it is. It doesn't create anything. Only describing. When I'm describing, I'm not creating the space outside, nor the trees, plants, or the sounds of those birds. My interest is for you to recognize not only all the sounds, sights, touches, tastes and smells, trees, grass, sand, light, but also please do not forget the space in which everything is accommodated. What is accommodated is visible. That which accommodates can be ignored unconsciously. We are living inside our house, always in space, but how many of us recognize the space all times. We recognize our bed, our furniture, our fridge, our electricity, our air conditioning, mat. Even when it's a house with no furniture, you sleep on the floor, but you do not appreciate the space that continuously embracing you. Same thing within, friends. When I'm speaking, I am not creating your memories of any kind. Your memories are there. Impressions of the sensations, perceptions, sounds, touches, sights, tastes, smells. And if you have converted into emotions of desiring, wanting, getting it, now greedy for more, did not get it, angry for the disappointment, build up yet, becomes jealousy, frustration, delusion, depressed, emotions of many kinds. Understand, friends, whatever you may build, be it a small hutment or 100-story building, huge skyscraper, space in the same. Whether it is a simple thought or the most complicated emotions of any kind, self, the awareness, absolutely simple, uncomplicated, effortless, immediate, now and here. No words needed, no thoughts needed, no perception needed, no sensation needed, no memory needed, no I thought needed or God thought needed. You are. That hooting of that brown crow, the sound, doesn't create the awareness, nor the silence outside. Your memories do not create consciousness. Yourself, the awareness, inseparable part of landscapes, inside, outside. The mindscape, the bodyscape, you are the same. Dear friends, please tell me, referring to our classes, means of knowledge, please see that is the ultimate secret of this teaching. If it remains a permanent secret, what is the idea of the teaching? And see the beauty of it. Self-awareness. It's not an object, it's not a sound to be heard. Touch to be touched, sight to be seen, taste to be tasted, smell to be smelled. Always there. So when can you be introduced to it? And where should you be introduced to it? All times, all places, anywhere, anytime. Awakening, knowing yourself, doesn't allow limitation of any kind to interfere. A sound cannot be heard all times. At this moment, even this season, however much you may try, you can never listen to the thunder or see a lightning in the clear sky. You can't touch many things sitting down here. You cannot have a sightseeing beyond your own ashram or the perception, the range of eyesight. Vast universe remains unknown. You cannot taste all foods at any time. You can't have the experience of fragrance of all kinds, all times. Each one is a massive mystery, if I can use that language, unknown, exists far away in distant space or nearby. So difficult to hear every sound, touch everything, see, smell, taste, all things in the universe. To hear you need your ears. To touch you need your skin. To see you need your eyes. To taste you need your tongue. To smell you need your nose. To be conscious. What sound you need. What touches. What sights. What taste. What smell. Always existing. Continuous, as we saw, Anubhava Swarupa. Is the nature of experience itself. There is nobody to experience it. In whose presence sounds are heard by the ears, thoughts are created. Touches are experienced by the skin, impressions created. Sights are experienced by the eyes, impressions created. Tastes are experienced by the tongue, impressions created. Smells are created by the nose, impressions created. In Corona times, it makes it so clear. No smell, no taste. Corona infection doesn't dismiss consciousness, self that you are, in whose presence you know your inability to smell and taste, and so worried. Who is worried? Not the tongue, not the nose, not the thoughts, not the consciousness. Catch that eye. They're always there. So if you to hear something, the birds, beautiful, the woodpecker, you need your ears. To taste, you need your tongue. Touch, you need your skin. To smell, you need your eye and nose. To see, you need your eyes. To be conscious. You don't need any of these sense organs. Understand, friends. The perceptions are perceptions, not knowledge, unless it is named and pointed out. The sound of the birds, crow, woodpecker, brown crow. The sights to be named, which country you visited, what mountains you visited. By naming, you name a thought, call it knowledge. If you don't name it, they still exist. You don't create them by naming. Same thing within. Yourself is awareness, not a sound, not a sight, not a touch, not a taste or a smell. The words reveal it. Like the sounds you are hearing, you can ask me, what is that sound? I say crow. What is that I'm feeling so cold about? Cool breeze. What is that something I see? Different names you can give, stars, planets, trees. What am I tasting? What is that so hot? Oh, chili, Indian spice. What is that I enjoy? What is the fragrance? This rose. What is that with which I am conscious of everything? When I name it consciousness, am I creating it or you are asking about yourself? That simple it is, friends. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitramidamuttamam Pratyaksham Avagamyam Dharmyam Susukham Kartumabbayam. You can open your eyes if you feel like. The Rajavidya, the royal knowledge, the king among knowledge, the king among secrets also. Secret does not mean shall remain permanent secret. If it is permanent secret, what secret it is? Seems to be unknown. It is secret and sacred. The best, Uttama. Pratyaksham, right away it is with you. Can be known, Avagamyam. Dharmyam, the one by which everything is sustained. Susukham kartum, hey Arjuna, very, very simple to get it. Why? Because you have already got it. There is no question of trying to get it. A memory is to be gained, created. A perception, sensation is to be gained and created. A condition of the body is to be reached in time or lost in time. The creation is also same thing, reached, to be smelled, to be tasted. To be, apyam, sadhyam. Remember those things, friends. The simplest possible way you can see. Who you are is not a place to be reached, already reached. It's not a thing to be gained, already gained. It's not something to be purified, eternally pure. Is nothing something to be modified, immodifiable. Is not something to be produced, ever existing. How simple it can be. Words just reveal, do not produce. Thank you. You can just open your eyes. I'll deal with certain more, please, with the last class on this topic. This is so simple. It can be very, very complicated, depending on the thinking that you are introduced to. Creation doesn't make itself complicated. Perception is not complicated. Sensation is not complicated. Experiences are not complicated. Experiences are direct, simple. You are listening. What is complication about it? You are touching, tasting, seeing, hearing, smelling. What is complicated about it? Thoughts are coming. What is complicated about it? Being conscious. What is complicated about it? The complication begins with the individual ignorance, I thought. I don't want to see. I want to touch this only. I want to hear this only. One thought. That is Atma Vidya. Self-knowledge, Raja Vidya. Knowing which everything is as well known. Eternally reached, eternally gained. It is always you. And it's true for everybody, all-inclusive wisdom. That is why, depending on your mind, it can be revealed in one word. Like that child, remember that example? The child, Shankara teaches, I'll complete it up. Think. A very simple way you can reveal the whole thing. Very simple way. What is that something by which? Kim Jyotishtavavanumana. What is that light by which you see everything in daytime? Sun. Be like a child. Sunlight. He is not interested for the distance between the moon and the sun and the earth. How the sun looks red when it's setting or rising. No. Those are all complications. To see and enjoy the light of the sun, should you know why it is looking red and brown or green or golden moon or bloody moon or blue moon? That's your choice. Get into complications, getting into subtlety, do that. That's your choice, but do not consider yourself more civilized and lose the innocence of the child and therefore the wisdom of the Absolute. However much you may know about the water, the basic job it does is quenches the thirst. So no hydroelectricity, will you die? You don't use the submarine, nuclear submarine, boat, kayaking, will the water disappear and quench? It will not quench the thirst. Learning to use the water in so many different ways, we have lost sight of the simple blessing of the water is quenching the thirst. Now we are tired of the water and drinking liquor. How nice. And liquor will never quench your thirst. You come back to water again and again. I am not being critical, friends. It's that simple. Please, don't complicate somebody's life. If somebody has complicated your life, get out of the complication. But don't complicate somebody's life. Your tail is caught, so everybody's tail must be caught. What is that idea? I am miserable, so everybody must be miserable. No. Get out of your own misery instead of infecting others with your misery. You are more dangerous than corona or any virus. Think, friends. Simple. With what light do you see everything? The baby, sunlight, sun. What about night? Moonlight or the lamps? Today is the lamp day. Varani Deepam. lamps. Okay? With what do you see the light of the sun and the light of the lamp? Does it need one PhD? Child will say, eyes, chakshu. Oh, eyes. Okay, but eyes don't see all the time because you are closing, opening. Unmilana, nimilana, unmilana, nimilana. You are closing, opening. When you close and open your eyes, with what light you see everything? Mind. Buddhi, dhiyodarshane. So how do you see that thought, your mind? Your eyes? No. You hear with your ears? No. Taste with your tongue? No. How can I taste my thought? Child will protest. Like the child only told me about this. Once I was sitting down in somebody's house, a child was sitting down there. Parents, they were all meditating, parents, grandparents, they were sitting down, we are quietly sitting down there. Then I said, switch off the light. Immediately that 5-6-year-old fellow, boy says, because he wants to see me all the time. How can I see you if you switch off the light? That triggered a thought. Switch off the light, you cannot see, can't see me. So for child's sake, put on the light. But do you need to switch on the light inside to see your thought? Or can you switch it off? That gave the best thought. Came from a child, not from me. Switch off the light inside. So with what light do you see your buddhi? The child will say, Tatraham. I am that. Child will not say, so many thoughts are coming, I don't know what to do with anger, hatred, jealousy. He doesn't know anger, doesn't know hatred, doesn't know jealousy, doesn't know obsession, doesn't have any Mahadeva. Do you want to be that simple or you want to continue to be stupid and complicated? Choose. Because of your, what shall I say? Stupid complications, the truth doesn't disappear. Lucky. The child, what do you see? By what do you see your thought? Tatram, there I am. Who sees your thought? I. So that is the light. I means what? Are you conscious? जानते हो? Do you know it? जानू छो? तेरी माँ मालूम होता है? हाँ. What is that? There is something there to be conscious of? Yes. Bhavan Paramakam Jyoti, that is what you are. Oh. To a blind man, still easier. He is not lost in the sights. Memories of many sights are not there. Whatever little he has heard, tasted, touched, he knows. Eyes cannot see all that sounds outside. But the sounds, memories can be seen in the inside, but the eyes do not, blindness doesn't prevent you from seeing, being conscious of your memory. So for him, you are that. Yes, happily they go away. Complicated person, how much you have complicated? The I has complicated because you have already told that you are stupid, you must study everything. So complicate. Doesn't matter, friends, if you can know, if you're a wise person, that is why Akshara Abhyas. If you're a wise person, they start teaching you, complicating your life to take you back to the Akshara, the imperishable. That is wisdom, that is the tradition of Sanatana, this humanistic tradition of the universe. It happens to everybody. It doesn't happen to an Indian, American, Australian, New Zealander, human, not black, brown, grow, yellow, that young, old, fat, lean, boy, girl, man, woman, It's universal. Have you seen male space and female space? Male air, female air? Male water, female water? Male earth, female earth? Male light, female light? Then what is this male consciousness, female consciousness? I consciousness, my consciousness, your consciousness. What are you doing? Does this space ever feel possessed by somebody? Fire, water, earth. You may say, this is my land, the land takes you inside, don't worry. You may say, my water, drown you. My fire burns you. My air blows you apart. When shall you learn, friends? When shall you? Simple, but so complicated. From the simplicity of innocence, existence, awareness, we have created so many, not understanding the sensations, perceptions, thought. Nobody tells you not to do it. Scripture is not a denial mode. Scripture is a celebration mode. Nityoschava bhavettesham. The wise people who understand the reality, their life is a continuous celebration, non-stop celebration. Why? Happy with yourself, living in the universe. Light of lights, nothing can extinguish it. Immortality, never to die. Ever enjoy the changes and death. Be the Shiva, enjoy the Shava. Shiva, the auspicious immortality, enjoy the changes, mortality. Exotic limitations. There is nothing exotic about limitlessness. So simple and sedate. Mahadeva. That's yourself. So people complicate it. Think, friends. That is why more and more and more logic is required, needed. Why do we give such logic? Because more logic is required. So depending on the person in front, the Shastra speaks. Depending on the person in front, the wise man speaks. But in both the ways, whether it's complicated or simple, the truth is simple. The person in front, if he has complicated a person, you help him to recognize. That is why yesterday I was telling. You are something experiencing all the time, not knowing. If it is to be experienced, do something. Understand? Sadhya. If it is to be reached, do something. Already reached, what can you do? To be gained, do something. Already gained, what can you do? Do you understand? If it is not there, produce it. Already produced, what can you do? If it is impure, make it pure. If it is already pure, what can you do? The milk is not yet curdled, curdle it, modify. This is already immodifiable. It cannot be changed. That's what it is. Yourself, it takes away all your actions. You cannot do anything. That is where the I feels confused, because I was ignorant, I am educated now, I was poor, now I am rich, I was young, now I am old, I was thin, I am now fat, or as fat, I am thin. Taking the achievement, I can do everything. That doing and the glorification of the individuality is not allowed in the absolute. You don't have to exist for the infinite to be. But what do you fight with? Fight with these complications that you have created or somebody has created for you. The person who knows it, he shall make even the most difficult complication just like that, because he knows the trick. Why? Do you have to retrieve the space from the building to teach the space? Do you have to retrieve the space from the mountains to teach the mountain, Mr. Mountain, this is space? Innocence need not be retrieved from the complications to be introduced to. Wisdom need not be retrieved from the ignorance, because wisdom is a part inherent in and through of ignorance and understanding. So that is knowledge. So when the knowledge is taking place, please think, where is the knowledge taking place? You see the things outside. Knowledge takes place inside, right? Understand, if you want to get the knowledge of the object, see it through your eyes, means of knowledge, eyes. flower picture goes inside. Sound outside, hear it, take the thought inside. Touch something, take the thought inside. Taste something, take the thought inside. Smell something, talk this inside. Then you say, this is flower, this is sound. So this is knowledge now. So to know, you have to take every object into yourself, right? Are you getting that point? To Mahadeva, Amma, it is God's grace. You see, friends, do not see, ask me, no problem. To convert any object of knowledge to knowledge, you have to take the thought of the object inside. Without the thought inside, can I introduce you to the object? Right. So, to introduce you to yourself, shall I take you inside or you are already inside? Ayyo, Amma. To introduce you to yourself, shall I take you inside? It's not a sound, not a touch, not a taste, not a smell, not a sight. The moment it is told, the I which is habitually trying to know something, suddenly so it's not of these things. So this I thought also I am not. Self is already there. Tattvamasi, you are that. One word. Or quietly, even suppose the fellow can't hear, just a mudra. Gurustu maunam vyakhyanam sishyastu chinna sansaya. The teacher showed the hand. Student understood. Of course, must be high maturity student. Or as usual thing, the teacher is getting ready for some, taking a food or snuff or do something somewhere with both hands, no, cigarette, bidi. This is too puerile, fragile, idiotic example I am giving it to you, because the moment I say that, comparing what with what? Infinity will not mind it. Finite minds complain. If you say, God, you are a dog, will he mind big? Because after all, he is dog, no? Is he not? G-O-D, D-O-G. You are in and through everything. What is that something he is not? So to introduce yourself to yourself, already there. Simple. Instead of telling you are that, suppose somebody says, you have to remove all your thoughts, you have to stop seeing things, stop touching, stop tasting, or start touching something, seeing something, doing something. Do this, then you will know. Do that, you will know. Or do not do this, you will know. Conditions, conditions, conditions. You are creating conditions for something where the condition is not required. But the person who is an achiever, he can't take it that way, because his achievement will have no meaning if the absolute is so easy. How much I have worked to be come in the top of the Himalayas to reach the higher space, and you are telling space has no high and low, it is everywhere. What can you do to that fellow? You understand? A person climbing the Everest to touch the space in the highest point. Then you tell him, space, there is no high and low, not here and there. Then what shall he say? So all my efforts to reach the space is useless? Yeah, cannot be. How can the fellow who is standing on the foothill also in the same space as I am on the top of the mountain also in the same space? But the fact is fact. It may puncture your ego, but the fact is fact. That is why Shastra Jnana, this knowledge, Vedanta, Upanishad, Atma Jnana is Ayyo Ati Sulabham. Swamiji will be singing one song, Mita Katinam, some Sulabham, he talks about in some Telugu and Tamil song. I don't remember those because I don't know the language. Rajavidya, Ati Sulabham. Susukham kartum. Kartum to do. Sukham kartum, easy to do. Susukham, very, 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 very easy to do. What is very easy to do? Is there anything cheaper than free? Can you get anything cheaper than free? Can you see anything easier than things which you have already reached, already gained? So meditation, your being, who you are, Always in meditation. So should you meditate? Remove the thought, be with the thought, look at the wall, dig a hole, put on the fire, sing the song. Yes, that you can do also. Having seen it, in every perception, meditation. Meditation is not an isolated perception. It's like the space is in every point in landscape. Consciousness is in every point of every experiences, every sensation. So, every experience is meditation. Meditation is not an isolated experience. What have people done? In the name of meditation, teaching meditation. Teaching means what? Cheating. And the person who listens to us, nowadays I am meditating, I am a meditator, I don't want to eat the chocolate, I don't want to see the movies, I don't want to do this, or I must do this. What is this? Please. Freedom is not a condition. Conditional is not freedom. Happiness. So people give the happiness course, 14 things you must fulfill. So 14 conditions I have to fulfill to be happy. Average man was telling, how can I be happy? I am not rich, I am poor, I am not married, I am not gained this, I have not gone around the world, I have not known this, I have known that. Million reasons to be miserable. Now you are giving him 14 reasons to be miserable, to remove 14 reasons. What are you talking? To be happy, no condition applies. To be the self, no condition applies. Okay? So it is that simple, friends. Meditation continuous. Why people finding it difficult? We shall see that from the next class onwards. Whenever it is, you will be notified. With the happiness we shall begin, so that beautifully, every emotions, every thought you can understand very, very clearly. Even you see what we have discussed so far, also is fantastic. And there is few, those of the Siddha Gita I was telling you, one or two verses, we can do that. That is why people are learning months and years together. Today's generation is such, there is no time for so much thing. There is plenty of time to be miserable and complicated, but there is no time to be simple and joyous. So choose for yourself, friends. Okay? Thank you very much. With this I shall stop, but there are other points that we told. I will discuss it in the later stage some other time. Okay, I will, okay, just 1 minute, 2 minutes there, I'll just tell it out and finish it up, please. Suppose I have to teach you about the world outside. What I do? You take the person around in the ashram, then bring them here and make a map here. This is the gate, this is the temple, okay? So that this is the gate, this is the temple, this is the, because you have seen the outside landscape, now you can place it. Because you have seen the outside landscape, you can place it in the picture, right or wrong? Okay. Same way, first you must meditate. Look. Suppose I put up a drawing without taking you to the place, will you understand? How are you going to understand a scripture without having a look at yourself? Just close your eyes first. See the inner landscape. What all things are there? Thoughts of many kinds, sensation, memories of many kinds. So first see what all things are there. Don't name it. Just observe. If I have to introduce you to the inner landscape, don't you think I must allow you to look at it? You don't want to look at anything in the inside, but you want to be introduced to. Introduced to what? That is where mystery remains forever. That is Tattva books. All thoughts, all emotions, everything he talked about. Simply say, none of these things to be done, just sit down there and hold your nose. You can have the experience of holding the nose. Nose will be longer if your ignorance will continue. You don't have to do anything, just close your eyes and look at something and listen to the ding, all that stuff. Friends, you continue. You have to. Whenever you have to do that, you understand it, you have to look at it. Nothing wrong. And it doesn't ask you to look at it to frighten you. No, just see. Then we shall introduce you. There where you are seeing the problem, there itself the solution. There where you see the mountain, there itself is space. There where you are seeing a form, there itself is formlessness. There where you are thinking problem, there is a solution. So all your thoughts will be introduced to you. All your emotions will be introduced to you. You shall be introduced to yourself. Why? You don't have to say I to be. That's simple. Is it complicated, friends? Think of it. Why do you do the map? You are going in the traveling, why that map is there? Especially Western countries, when you go there, in the travel, in the city centers, there will be a place where all the maps are provided. And every map has got an arrow, you are here. How will you know the map? You know where you are. From there you connect. And who has created the map? One who has seen all the places. Upanishads, Vedas, they are like a map of the universe. Map of your mind, mapping the mind, mapping your thoughts. You are here. Where? I thought the traveler is here, not space is here. In a map, in a traveler's map, when you say you are here, who is here? A point is here or the Himalaya is here? Rome is here? London is here? My village is here? No, you are here. To go to a place, travel. You want to be on the earth? Be wherever you are. You want to be conscious? Be wherever you are. You want an emotion? Travel. Close your eyes, friends. Can't do it easier. Please, see that. Close your eyes. You want to be yourself? You are here. You want to see something, hear something, touch something, taste something, smell something, think something, write something, do whatever you like. Then move. But to be, you are just here. And that here is everywhere. If I ask you, where are you? You shall say, here. The person who is listening to these things in London, he shall say, here. Amazon forest, here. Himalayan mountains, here. Everybody is telling they are here. But from my standpoint, they are there. But each one of us is here. Because here is everywhere. Everywhere is here, and here is everywhere. But an individual is here and there. Mahadeva. Take it, friends. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Thank you. I'm feeling to finish it up. Very beautiful points. What can I do? You want a sensation? It is here. You want a sound sensation? It is wherever it is. You want happiness? Everywhere. Sensation is sense organ specific. Perception is organ of perception specific. Happiness is more specific. It's not mind specific, thought specific, perception specific, sensation specific. No, yourself is not role specific. You are everywhere, all times, all time. If I go on, I will not end. Therefore, the talking has to stop. I have to, but your being never stops. Enjoy yourself. Thank you, friends. We shall see some other time, somewhere. Notice will come to you. Thank you. Maybe next week itself. Thank you.